But now I want your calls on this. Can William, that's Prince William, save the monarchy? 0207 862 2222 is the number that you need to give us a ring. In a new BBC documentary, veteran broadcaster David Dimbleby has been investigating attitudes to the royal family. Now, he's asked whether Prince William's so-called ordinary Joe approach could actually win back more support for the monarchy. From his love of Aston Villa, the football club, to zipping around Windsor Castle on an e-scooter, has the prince convinced you that he actually connects with ordinary people? Or he says, Yasmin, he's all about change. He says, I think it's safe to say that change is on my agenda. Not overtly radical, but changes that I think must happen. He also said, look, I look at tradition, he said, and I look at some tradition and I ask myself, is it still fit for purpose today?
No, they're working really hard to create this mirage, OK? There's a fantastic new book out by Norman Baker, who was the ex-Lib Dem MP, and he's looked at their finances. It's appalling how much they're ripping us off. Appalling. Truly, even I, who am anti-monarchist, never knew the figures that Norman Baker's put into his book. I can't remember the title of the book. It just came out 2 weeks ago. And the idea that he will now be slightly unshaven and mix with the football crowds and pretend to be ordinary old Joe is just not going to wash. And you know what? I said in my column in The Eye this last week, Andrew is a really good scapegoat for them. With everybody hating Andrew so much, they're not looking at them.
Hey, my darlings. Welcome back to Meghan and Harry Tales, where we don't sugarcoat, we don't tiptoe, and we don't bow to narratives built on dust. Tonight, we need to talk about David Dimbleby's question, Yasmin's explosive honesty, and the uncomfortable truth she unleashed. Dimbleby asked, can William's ordinary Joe routine win back support for the monarchy? And Yasmin, bless her courage, bless her clarity, didn't hesitate. She pulled the trigger. She said the quiet part out loud. And tonight, we're expanding it. We're exposing it. And we're asking the question the palace PR machine refuses to face. Can William save a collapsing institution? Or is the monarchy already past its sell-by date? Let's dive in. Dimbleby thought he was asking a simple question, a safe question, a BBC polite question. But when he said, could Prince William's ordinary Joe act win back support, he accidentally highlighted the entire problem. Because think about it. If a monarchy, an unelected, inherited power structure, needs to pretend to be ordinary to stay relevant, then the monarchy itself is telling you it's obsolete. Yasmin saw that, she heard that, and she wasn't playing. Let's stop everything and give Yasmin her flowers, because she spoke without fear, without filters, and without the palace-approved script. She said, this institution is outdated. It's coasting on nostalgia. It's losing touch with modern Britain. And William, poor William, cannot shoulder an empire built on colonial ghosts, generational scandals, and unlimited press manipulation. Yasmin laid it out bare. The monarchy is not modernizing. It's not adapting. It's not healing its internal fractures. It's not repairing public trust. It's simply shrinking, hoping no one notices the cracks. And when someone finally speaks the truth, oh, they call it controversial. No, it's not controversial. It's accurate. And Yasmin deserves applause for daring to say it on air. Here are your flowers, Yasmin, because truth-tellers are rare in a system built on silence. The palace has tried to rebrand Prince William as the relatable ordinary Joe. We see him at football matches with his children, speaking on mental health. But no matter how many sweaters he wears, William is not ordinary. He's the future king, living a life of privilege. The public relations strategy feels inauthentic, papering over a vast gap in experience. The real issue isn't William's character, but the institution's structure. Presenting him as relatable distracts from concerns about inherited power and lack of accountability. The public wants real change, not window dressing. The ordinary Joe narrative underestimates the public's intelligence. It's like repainting a house while ignoring the rot within. The demand is for substance, not just a pleasant face. The monarchy's decline is driven by glaring contradictions. It preaches duty while enjoying immense privilege, a jarring sight in times of economic hardship. Younger generations see the monarchy as outdated and incompatible with their values of merit and justice. The institution clings to nostalgia, failing to address its colonial past or embrace real transparency. Superficial modernization, social media, PR, can't mask the lack of structural reform. The departure of Meghan and Harry exposed the monarchy's resistance to change and diversity. Meghan represented a chance to connect with a new generation, but the institution failed to embrace her. The message was clear. Outsiders and challengers are not welcome. The monarchy's inability to evolve is not strength, but fragility. The cracks are widening, and the public is watching. Can Prince William save the monarchy? The answer is clear. He cannot do it alone. He's expected to fix problems rooted in centuries of tradition and privilege. William is bound by the very system he's meant to reform. True change would require dismantling the foundations of his own existence. The focus on William as saviour distracts from the real issue, the institution itself. Public relations can't solve structural flaws. The narrative of one man saving the monarchy is a comforting illusion. The real conversation should be about the system, not the individual. The problem is not the person who wears the crown, but the crown itself. Expecting William to fix this is unrealistic and unfair. The monarchy's fate doesn't rest with Prince William. His dedication can't heal wounds that run deep within the institution. PR campaigns are no match for the tide of change. The monarchy's issues, privilege, lack of transparency, generational disconnect, are systemic. The quiet consensus that once upheld the crown has fractured. The mystique is gone, relevance is fading. So back to Dimbleby's question. Can William's ordinary Joe act win back support? The answer is simple. No PR campaign can resuscitate an institution that refuses to evolve. No photo op can erase decades of scandal. No staged relatability can rebuild trust lost through silence and cruelty. And Yasmin, God bless her, said what millions are thinking. It's not William that's the problem. It's the system. It's the institution. It's the monarchy itself. The truth is out. The façade is cracking. And whether the palace wants to admit it or not, the monarchy is wobbling. And William cannot hold it up alone. My darlings, the era of pretending is over. The truth has spoken. And tonight we heard it loud and clear.